The Scottish Deerhound, or simply the Deerhound, is a breed of hound, once bred to hunt the red deer by coursing. History: the Scottish Deerhound's antecedents will have existed back to a time before recorded history. They would have been kept by the Scots in Picts, and used to help in providing part of their diet, mainly hoofed game. Archaeological evidence likely supports this in the form of Roman pottery from around 1st century AD found in Argyll which depicts the deerhound using large rough hounds. Other similar evidence can be found on standing stones from around the 7th century AD reflecting a hunt using hounds, such as the Hilton of Cadboll Stone. In outward appearance, the Scottish Deerhound is similar to the greyhound, but larger and more heavily boned. However, deerhounds have a number of characteristics that set them apart. While not as fast as a greyhound on a smooth, firm surface, once the going gets rough or heavy they can outrun a greyhound. The environment in which they worked, the cool, often wet, and hilly Scottish Highland glens, contributed to the larger, rough-coated appearance of the breed. The Deerhound is closely related to the Irish Wolfhound and was the main contributor to the recovery of the breed when it was recreated at the end of the 19th century. The Deerhound was bred to hunt red deer by a Euroa coursing Euro, and also a Euroa deer-stalking Euro until the end of the 19th century. With modern rifles and smaller deer forests, slower tracking dogs were preferred to fast and far-running deerhounds. In coursing deer, a single deerhound or a pair was brought as close as possible to red deer, then released to run one of them down by speed, which if successful would happen within a few minutes. Rarely were there sustained chases. With the eventual demise of the clans systems in Scotland, these hunting dogs became sporting animals for landowners and the nobility, but were also bred and hunted by common folk when feasible. As fast and silent hunters they made quick work of any game the size of a hare or larger and were highly regarded by nobility and poachers alike. One of the most precarious times in the breeder Euro unregistered trademark's history seems to have been towards the end of the 19th century, when many of the large Scottish estates were split into small estates for sporting purposes, and few then kept deerhounds. The new fashion was for stalking and shooting, which required only a tracking dog to follow the wounded animal, using a collie or similar breed. Although a few estates still employed deerhounds for their original work, the breed was left in the hands of a few enthusiasts who made them a show breed. In Australia, deerhounds have been used to hunt the kangaroo and wild boar. In addition, according to Teddy Roosevelt in Hunting the Grizzly and other sketches, some Canadian and American wolf hunters used them. Description: the Scottish Deerhound resembles a rough-coated greyhound. It is however, larger in size and bone. Height of males from 30 to 32 inches or more, weight 85 pounds to 110 pounds. Height of females from 28 inches upwards, weight from 75 pounds to 95 pounds. It is one of the tallest sighthounds, with a harsh 3-4-inch long coat and mane, somewhat softer beard and moustache, and softer hair on breast and belly. It has small, dark rose ears which are soft and folded back against the head unless held semi-erect in excitement. The harsh, wiry coat in modern dogs is only seen in self-colored various shades of gray. Historically, deerhounds also could be seen with true brindle, yellow, and red fawn coats, or combinations. 19th-century Scottish paintings tend to indicate these colors were associated with a wire-head coat, but, with show breeders preferring a longer coat, these genes now appear to be lost. A white chest and toes are allowed, and a slight white tip to the tail. A white blaze on the head or a white collar are not accepted. The head is long, skull flat, with little stop and a tapering muzzle. The eyes are dark brown or hazel in color. The teeth should form a level, complete scissor bite. The long straight or curved tail, well covered with hair, should almost reach the ground. Temperament: the Scottish Deerhound is gentle and extremely friendly. The breed is famed for being docile and eager to please, with a bearing of gentle dignity. It is however a true sighthound which has been selected for generations to pursue game. Consequently, most deerhounds will be eager to chase. The Deerhound needs considerable exercise when young to develop properly and to maintain its health and condition. That does not mean it needs a large house to live in. However, it should have regular access to free exercise in a fenced or otherwise safe area. Deerhounds should not be raised with access only to leash walking or a small yard. This would be detrimental to their health and development. City dwellers with conviction, however, can keep the dog both healthy and happy, as long as they are willing to take their Deerhounds to nearby parks for lengthy runs and rigorous fetching sessions within these wider running courses. Young Deerhounds can sometimes, depending on the individual, be quite destructive, especially when they are not given sufficient exercise. However, the average adult Deerhound may want to spend most of the day stretched out on the floor or a couch sleeping. They do require a stimulus, preferably another Deerhound, and a large area to exercise properly and frequently. They are gentle and docile indoors and are generally good around company and children. Health. Scottish Deerhounds live an average of 8½ to 9 years. The serious health issues in the breed include cardiomyopathy, osteosarcoma, bloat, stomach or splenic torsion, called gastric dilatation volvulus, and cystinuria. See current health studies. Miscellaneous. Scottish Deerhounds compete throughout USA in conformation and lure coursing. In states where it is legal, they are used in hare coursing and for coyote hunting. Deerhounds can compete in obedience, though few excel in it. Fewer still excel in dog agility or fly ball because these competitions favor smaller dogs with lower body weight and a much shorter stride. At one point in history, no one of rank lower than an earl might possess a Scottish Deerhound. The breed almost became extinct because of these policies. Notable Deerhounds. A Scottish Deerhound named Foxglove Hickory Wind won Best in Show at the 2011 Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show February 14, Euro 15, 2011. Maida was a crossbred Deerhound belonging to Sir Walter Scott. Films: Brave, The Eagle, Robin Hood, Burke and Hare, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Orlando, Out of Africa I Know Where I'm Going. See also, List of domesticated Scottish breeds. References: AB Report from the Kennel Club, British Small Animal Veterinary Association Scientific Committee, Summary Results of the Purebred Dog Health Survey for Deerhounds. The Kennel Club. Retrieved January 20, 2009. AB Health Problems of Scottish Deerhounds. Scottish Deerhound Club of America. Retrieved January 20, 2009. W. Bromley Davenport MP. Sport. Retrieved January 20, 2009. http www.fernhill.com/Deerhound character/ Get to know the Scottish Deerhound. American Kennel Club. Retrieved November 6, 2013. Further reading: Almirall, Leon v. Canines and Coyotes. Caldwell, Idaho. The Caxton Printers, Limited, 1941. Barrett, K. Living with Deerhounds, 1, Bell, Western. The Scottish Deerhound. 1892. Benbow, Audrey. How to Raise and Train a Scottish Deerhound. Neptune City, New Jersey. TFH Publications, 1965, 1993. Blaze, Lazare and Byng Hall, Herbert the Sportsman and His Dog. London, Darling, 1850, 2, Castles, Kenneth. A Most Perfect Creature of Heaven, The Scottish Deerhound. K.A.H. Castles, 1997. Creelock, L.T. General Henry Hope. Deer Stalking in the Highlands of Scotland. London, Longmans and Green, 1892. Cunliffe, Juliet. Deerhound. Dorking, Surrey, UK. Interpret Publishing, 2002. Couples, George. Scotch Deerhounds and Their Masters. Edinburgh, William Blackwood, 1892. Dalziel, Hugh. British Dogs, Their Varieties, History, Characteristics, Breeding, Management and Exhibition. London, The Bazaar Office, circa 1879, 3, Grimble, Augustus. Deer Stalking. London, Chapman and Hall, 1886, 4, Hartley, A.N. The Deerhound. 1986. Heerding Rieck, Barbara. Your Scottish Deerhound Primer, Fernhill, Ontario, 1989, 1999, 2005. 5. McRae, Alexander. The Handbook of Deer Stalking, Edinburgh, William Blackwood, 1880. 6. Scrope, William. The Art of Deer Stalking. London, John Murray, 1839. 7. Shaw, Vero. The Illustrated Book of the Dog. London, Castle, 1881. 8. St. John, Charles. Sketches of the Wild Sports and Natural History of the Highlands. London, John Murray, 1878. 9. Van Hummel, The Deerhound, in the American Book of the Dog. Editor George O. Shields. Chicago, Rand McNally, 1891. 10. External links, Scottish Deerhound at DMOZ.